President Trump will welcome Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House. The two will hold a joint news conference amid reports Trump could break from decades of U.S. foreign policy and not insist on a two-state solution for peace between Israel and the Palestinians. I want to take you live to Tel Aviv and NBC News chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel. Richard, what are the expectations coming out of Israel for today's meeting between President Trump and Netanyahu? Until now, the two seem to be quite warm with one another.
Well, in this country, on the Israeli side, there is certainly a lot of expectation coming from Trump. The Israeli right wing has believed that Trump is something of a gift that they didn't expect. He's been very supportive in his statements in the past of Israel, is going to great lengths not to criticize Israel. We were earlier today with leaders of the settlement movement, and they think this is their time, that Trump is their friend, and that they can greatly expand and move forward. On the Palestinian side, however, there is a great concern, particularly after a comment from a U.S. official earlier today that in future negotiations between Israelis and Palestinians, there does not have to be a two-state solution. If you're a Palestinian, and there was a Palestinian reaction to that, what does that mean? Does it mean that their dream of a future state is over, that the U.S. will no longer support them in statehood? Does that mean that they are absorbed into Israel in some permanent second-class citizen status? So a lot of questions from the Palestinian side. There was a report today that the U.S. CIA director was in Ramallah yesterday briefing the Palestinians ahead of this meeting, and Palestinian officials have told us that they found that meeting to be fruitful and positive. So a lot of expectation, I would say, concern on the Palestinian side, hope particularly among Israeli right-wingers, but both sides not really sure what Trump is going to do as far as Israel is concerned. A lot of talk so far and not much action.
Richard, please stay with us. I want our panel to weigh in. Charlie, two-state solution, peace in the Middle East. What do you think can come of this?
Well, again, with this administration, you need to be cautious about the signals here. Look, this is an administration that's already experiencing, an unbelievable amount of turmoil. They do not need to destabilize something. I'm a big supporter of Israel. I think that it is a positive sign that we have a stronger bond with Israel now. We're going to support them. But two things, moving the capital to Jerusalem or abandoning this would be destabilizing at a time when we really do not need more destabilization in the Middle East.
Jay?
I think we're already hearing mixed messages as well. You heard the president say that, well, maybe these new settlements aren't such a good idea, but now he's going to sort of be against a two-state solution. Look, if you're against a two-state solution, then people can make whatever settlements they want, right? I mean, I don't see why you're giving these sort of mixed messages. That and the fact that President Trump wants to put Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, as sort
charged with peace in the Middle East.
Yes, exactly, to do these negotiations.
What could go wrong?
Right, with little or no experience. Yeah. I'm concerned. We don't, I agree with Charlie, we don't want any more additional conflict. We certainly don't want anything to blow back on us. I think this administration has enough problems at home. They might want to just slow it down with this meeting and just have it a nice photo op.
Richard, what would happen if they did move the embassy?
If they did move the embassy, well, most people agree, also Israeli and Arab analysts, that there would be violence, that it would be the end of the peace process. Both Israelis and Palestinians claim Jerusalem as their capital. Right now, the U.S. Embassy is here where I am in Tel Aviv. If the U.S. moved the embassy to Jerusalem, it would be saying that it takes Israel's side on this in concrete, and that it is, as far as the U.S. is concerned, the issue is closed. That would make the U.S. no longer a quote-unquote impartial broker, and there would probably be violence here. There would be violence in other Arab countries. There would be reciprocal actions. I think you could have violent actions taken against U.S. diplomatic facilities. You could have U.S. diplomatic facilities closed, ambassadors expelled. It would cause a great deal of chaos at a time, as your guests were saying, when there is already probably too much out there.
Charlie, I want to talk just a bit more about President Trump's relationship with Netanyahu. Just a couple of weeks ago, Benjamin Netanyahu tweeted this: President Trump is right. I built a wall along Israel's southern border. It stopped illegal immigration. Great success, great idea. Clearly, he was talking President Trump and the border wall with Mexico.
Yeah.
Does President Trump risk losing support from Netanyahu? We know how much he loves having fans.
No, I think that their bond is pretty strong here. I mean, I think all of the signals are strong. I think the shift from Obama to Trump is exactly what Netanyahu would like. It would be hard for me to imagine Netanyahu, saying, okay, well, you didn't give me 100% of what I wanted. On the other hand, you mentioned the whole Jared Kushner thing. This is a moment where the administration needs to be as careful and as serious as possible. The amateur hour has not worked so far on other policy, and you're really hoping that the grown-ups like General Mattis and Rex Tillerson are going to step in and say, let's take this in a very systematic way. Let's not blow up the Middle East with a tweet.
I believe Jared Kushner may have met with Rex Tillerson last night, so maybe they're taking your advice. All right, Richard, thank you so much. Gentlemen, you're staying here. Next.